Hey guys, today in Analects of Confucius 6.25, Confucius is giving us a sarcastic lament about how nothing in the spring autumn period is what it claims to be. And we'll dive deeper into that, and without further ado, let's get started. 6.25, the master said, a gu is not a gu. How could it be a gu? How could it be a gu? So a gu is a sacred ritual vessel that has a fixed determined shape, and it's really it can't be compromised, right? So it's more like something like a square base and a really long narrow neck, something of the sort, with sharp edges as well. But during the spring autumn period, people started making it into more rounder and more plain and more simple without its jagged edges anymore. Maybe because it's easier to make it like that. And also they used these newly formed cups to casually drink and not really for rituals anymore. And so even though its entire essence and the form and its purpose has been changed, this round, strange cup was still being called a gu, while it is absolutely nothing like the square one with the sharp edges and used for sacred rituals. So the Neo-Confucian scholar Judy adds that a gu is a vessel with sharp edges. When it loses its proper form, it ceases to be a gu. So although Confucius is talking about a cup here, he's actually also suggesting that it could be a metaphor for all kinds of things, not just pottery. And so he says that when something loses its essential nature and purpose, but it still keeps the old name, then that's just fake. And this mentions the Confucian teaching called I believe it's called the rectification of names. That's what it's called in English. But yeah, so this concept is saying that everything has to live up to the name. For example, a ruler has to act like a ruler, not just a corrupt tyrant, a corrupt official. And the same goes with this vessel that we're talking about. An ritual vessel has to act like a ritual vessel, not just a casual drinking cup. The same goes with a scholar acting like a scholar, and a father acting like a father, children acting like children. And this connects to the idea that everything has its own purpose and duty and role to play. So if you're not functioning within that role, and you still keep the name of your role, then that's just fake. And of course, this also goes with the modern world, because lots of people, I'm sure you know, lots of people who maybe call themselves kind, but they don't act very kind. They call themselves trustworthy when all they do is deceive you. Or people call themselves leaders but act selfish. Or people call certain things virtues or traditions without actually putting them into the correct category, and therefore it loses all its meaning. And Confucius really hates this idea of people doing something but without its substance. And that's what he's been hating on this in this entire book 6. And Confucius isn't really demanding perfection, he's just demanding authenticity. And so the main message is just be what you say you are. And that goes for almost everything. Well, maybe even just everything. Just live up to your word. Be who you say you are, and society will ultimately be in order. But unfortunately, like Confucius also claims in 6.24, this is often the one thing that people refuse to do. And yeah, that'll be all today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!